as we segue to the next segment of the Morning Express that we call Mainland Focus. Basically, we're going to lay emphasis to two stories as extracted from the front pages of our dailies. We review multiple stories during trends in the papers, and because of our time, we're unable to speak further about these stories or allow you the opportunity to speak about every single story analyzed. Hence the need to pick out or select a few stories that we think are of great significance and then have further conversations about the selected stories. Well, for today on Mainland Focus, we have two very important matters that we would like you to weigh in on. We have, according to the front page of the New Telegraph, renewed hope, anti-corruption fight will spare no one, according to the EFCC chair. Says agency has arraigned two ex-governors in 2 months, will go after mega thieves in holistic manner. Also debunks reports that they only target internet fraudster. That is that particular report. We do have here that the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukayode, has said the body will not spare mega thieves as it continues a broad-based and holistic anti-corruption war. It's the new administration at this time, especially when it comes to the fight against corruption. You do understand there's been a lot of accusation that the EFCC majorly targets internet fraudsters and allow individuals in government who have been accused of economic crimes to go scot-free. Well, they have debunked that allegation, and they're saying that they will intensify their effort in apprehending what they describe as mega thieves. So if you were to rate the success that this particular administration have made or have done or have recorded regarding clamping down on economic crimes, especially, what exactly would be your ratings for them? That is what we're going to be focusing on regarding that particular story. Well, also, we're going to highlight this unfortunate incident that played out in Ogun State at the Okeado Junction at Ijebu-Mushin on Friday, where passengers that were on their way for Easter celebrations, on their way to Abakaliki precisely, were intercepted by bandits who apparently were not wielding guns. They were wielding cutlasses, but they were able to rob every single passenger on the bus that belongs to Ifesinachi Transport Nigeria Limited. They stripped them of their properties, but to make matters worse, they locked the passengers in the bus and then set the bus on fire. Fortunately, the passengers were able to break the windows and escape the inferno. So insecurity in the country is getting very close to home. What exactly can we do? What steps do we need to take to rein these bandits in now that they continue to grow audacious by the day? These are the two stories that we're reviewing this morning for Mainland Focus, and is our usual practice here on the program. Let's have Fuhad Saheed further give insight into these two stories. Fuhad, good morning to you again.
Yeah, good morning, Sage.
Yes.
Well, the fight against corruption, I think, under this new leadership, the pastor, Olukayode of the EFCC, I don't think anything has been different, really. I think we can do an analysis of success rates of the EFCC by looking at some of the convictions they've been able to get in recent time. Even if you check their social media handle, you see that a lot of times it's the Yahoo boys that gets jailed. You know, you have a lot of pictures of them. They've secured this conviction of so Yahoo boy or Ibadan in this, So when it comes to what they call the mega thieves, luckily he's not all saying it now. They use the word mega. He used the word mega thief, so he knows that the Yahoo boys are just they are just shiri. And that's the fact, really. The mega thieves are the guys in the corridors of power. Who want to Tony is not. They don't deal with all of these small things. I don't think there has been any success rate. He's not been able to secure any conviction. Yes, he has said that the fact that he's prosecuting two former cases, two former governors, is to show that nobody will be spared. But honestly, it's not just about, because again, at the end of the day, without diligent prosecution, these guys will still be left off the hook. We've seen several cases that goes
thrown out.
He starts, and at the end of the day, as a result of lack of diligent prosecution, lack of evidence, and at the end of the day, the court set these guys free. Several cases. Even in the past, the ones we've been able to secure some convictions for under Muhammadu Buhari, they were pardoned. After several efforts, you were able to secure 2 convictions of former governors. That's Joshua Dariye and Jolly Yame of Taraba State, and that of Plateau State. Eventually, they were pardoned. So fighting corruption is not about just making statements like this and all of that. We want to see that indeed there are clear intentions to doing it. There are deliberate efforts to doing it. And I'm sorry, it's still the same of the same. You get some of these things, there are no closures to it. But I think the EFCC has always done its work when it comes to internet fraudsters. They go after them, the ones that are able to take to court, they take to court and secure convictions. But I'm sorry, if you're going to ask me my rating of the EFCC under this new leadership, is still the same of the same. Nothing special has been recorded. Maybe with some time, with some diligent prosecution and efforts, we could be seeing some convictions, of what he himself has referred to as the mega robbers. Thieves. He said the mega thieves.
Thieves.
But I think it's still the same of the same. And then when it comes to the unfortunate incident that happened in Ogun State, where armed robbers, or what you can call bandits, robbed a whole bus, and at the end of the day, set it on fire. They were going to kill those people too. You understand that, look, there's trouble calling really everywhere in the country. When we talk about insecurity, we always think it's about the northwest or the northeast. This is Ogun State. We have people who are going to the southeast to celebrate the Easter holiday, and they were almost going to be killed. They were robbed. Some of them were stripped almost half naked, and they were almost going to be killed, if not for the fact that God saved them. They were able to break through and escape from the fire. So I think that, look, we have to still be more deliberate about solving this problem. The conversations around state police and all of those things will take some time. We know that these things don't happen very fast. There are still questions as to the model of operation. Now are going to ensure that, look, our politicians don't eventually mess it up so that they don't become a tool for intimidating political opponents and what have you. So that conversation is still there. But in the meantime, I think it has to be the effort of everyone, starting from the president to the governors, local government chairmen, traditional rulers, community leaders. We all have to get involved. It's not an idea of Kokomio. It could just come very close to you beyond your expectation. Because again, I can only imagine. Anybody could have been on that road at that moment, Sage. Any Nigerian could just have been on that road. And we are talking about Ogun State here. So it's really a cause for concern, and that's why I had to call out Mr. Bayo Onanuga, really, who seems to downplay everything. He has his own scorecards in his head of this administration. I think in the mind of Bayo Onanuga, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done fantastically well in all areas. He doesn't even see the reason to speak truth to power. Mr. Curtis Adiba was saying something on Sunday where he said that, look, we only see the president, whereas there are people close to the president who actually run the country on his behalf. Because they are the people who give him all of the advice. They are also the people he relies on to get feedback. Oh, how am I doing? So if you have people like Mr. Bayo Onanuga, we just praise sings every time. I'm sorry, the president may not really get the true picture of things. Because what will now happen is that even when the president reads the story, at his time, if he reads the papers, people like Mr. Bayonaga will still go to him and tell that, no, it's not what you think. The things are very
exaggerated.
There was a time they even attacked the papers for over-reporting, issue of banditry and kidnapping. And we wonder what have become. Look, Mr. Bayonaga used to be an expert when it comes to guerrilla journalism, the dark days of the military. And today he's become a praise singer. He's become a man that sees everything so good around the president. He's not even welcoming of criticism, whether good or bad. He just wants to attack. He's become like the attack dog of the president. And that's not supposed to be the job of a special advisor when it comes to communication. And that's why some of us feel that, look, the fact that you're a good journalist does not necessarily mean you're going to be a good image maker for your principal. It's a different thing entirely. I think it's not doing any good to this current president. The reality is the reality. They are entitled to their own opinion. But you know what, Sage? They are not entitled to their own sense of fact. The fact is that, look, when it comes to insecurity, Nigeria is in a bad place.
Well, I mean, we have all the evidence to prove that if people are being attacked and locked in buses and set on fire.
And it's not just an isolated incident. It's everywhere. Court clashes are happening in Ogun State. Yes. I think the paper also reported some kidnaps of some students.
Some students as well.
It's widespread. We see these things. And then for somebody to now say, oh, and then you begin to make comparisons of the gun violence in the US and then in South Africa. And then, because of that, Nigeria is doing very well with insecurity. What kind of thinking is that?
Why don't we do economic comparisons?
You will not do that now. It's only the bad ones who compare.
Well, there you have it. Our two stories for conversation today. We're talking about anti-corruption and the EFCC under the leadership of Olukoyede, the EFCC chair at this time, who says they're going after mega thieves. And the notion that the agency only focuses on cybercrime is false. As a matter of fact, they're going to begin to clamp down on even those who they have described as mega thieves. And we can see that in the fact that they have currently at least convicted 2 former governors. There's also the conversation around the unfortunate event that played out in Ogun State, where bandits attacked luxury bus. They robbed the passengers, set it on fire, but fortunately the majority of the passengers were able to escape. What are your thoughts regarding the leadership or the performance of the EFCC under this current leadership? And at this point, what are the necessary steps that we need to take care of the widespread insecurity in the country? The phone line 0913 6000 410. Again, 0913 6000 410. Remember that we're streaming the program live on our Facebook platform, facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM, or just put mainland 98.3 FM in the search bar and you'd immediately be led to our profile on Facebook and you can join the live stream. You can also send a text message or a WhatsApp message to the number 0913 6000 430. Let's have our first phone call for this morning. Don't forget you have 2 minutes for your submission. Hello.
How are you, my sister? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Peter.
Yeah, Oga, good morning, wherever you are.
Good morning, sir.
Now, Oga, I thought you will end up by saying, Nigerians, take care of yourself, security-wise. Take care of yourself, corruption-wise. Should I add that for you? What will you give me?
You can go. You said it.
Yeah, I've said it now.
Okay, now, you see the situation. The government is not ready to fight any of those you are talking about. This banditry, and you see today that it has started. All the people that have, let me start from Kaduna, Abuja, when that event there, hundreds of those bandits were arrested and put in jail. And look at all the other places they kidnap students, they will rescue, they kidnap pupils, they will rescue. How many of those bandits that were involved were arrested and are in jail today? And we are talking about the government fighting insecurity in Nigeria. Our government, what I say is Nigerians, when it comes to security, please take care of yourself. The government is not there for you. On the EFCC, I want to say this. When are they going to start investigate organizations, parastatals, agencies of government? Then let me direct the attention to this discourse. We heard this morning that Disco has made a profit of more than 1 trillion naira in a situation where there is no light in the country. They give you a estimated bill of 100 and something thousand when you don't have light for 3 days in the house. If I count the number of hours I have light in my area where I'm doing my small business, at the end of the day, they will bring the bill. Initially, it used to be 13,000. About last year. But as I'm talking to you now, the last bill they brought is 28,000. And they keep siphoning the money. They keep shortchanging the Nigerians. And then I'm making profit. And the EFCC is not looking that direction. EFCC is not ready to fight corruption in Nigeria. They are doing.
Oh, all right.
They are not doing anything for Nigerians.
Thank you, Mr.
Nigerians of yourself, according to my Fuhad. God bless you.
Have a beautiful day. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for reminding Nigeria.
Hello, good evening. Good morning, rather.
Good morning.
Yes, morning.
Good morning, Oga Fuhad.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Austin.
All right, Austin, go ahead.
Okay, so my thought this morning is on insecurity. So now, looking at what happened, in Ogun State, is it on the
Ogun.
Us, yeah. I think for me, the security agencies are trying their best in terms that they capture some of these people, put them in custody, trying to prosecute them. At the end of the day, the government will go behind and then release some of them. It's unfortunate when you see, when someone is doing a job and he's trying his best to do the job, and then his effort is not just good enough. That's exactly what's happening in Nigeria. If, for example, the EFCC that have prosecuted some of the former governors and the government are not pardoning them, and the other guy that was released by this man, you see that it will even discourage the EFCC for not, going after the rest. Because at the end of the day, we just look at it as what's the end game? If at the end of the day we end up prosecuting these people and they go behind bribes from officials or bribes from judges or the president or whoever, and then they get released at the end of the day, they will be discouraged. So they better just focus on the ones they know that they cannot be pardoned, like the Yahoo guys. It is well with this country. I know for sure that Nigerians are not ready for security. If they are ready, they will not be pardoning those who have been prosecuted already. Like the 313 bandits that was released recently. It's unfortunate.
Thank you.
People that are captured by the military and they know that these guys are criminals. These guys are bandits.
Thank you.
Terrorists. And at the end of the day, you go behind and then pardon them. The security agencies will be discouraged.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you for your call. Let's take another one. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, Madam Sandra.
𝐶 Babalola Sage.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, it's someone calling from JᴏɪR.
Welcome.
Fuhad, good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Yes. Fuhad, you are talking about the PR to the president or governor. You know, in appointing those people, they do it deliberately. You understand? They know that if you cannot back, they will never appoint you as to be a PR to them. So that is why they always go for people that will back. You remember last December when the government came out to say that they are slashing the price of transportation. And if you ask question, who was the person that handled that palliative, that slashing of the transportation during that time? Is it not Dela Alaki? And the last time I checked, Dela Alaki was the Minister of Mines and the Mineral District. We have Minister of Information. That job was not given to him. So that is to tell you that whatever any position they are doing it deliberately. You understand? Those that know how to do propaganda, you understand? Those are the people they will give because they know there is not any good intention. So talking about the insecurity, you see, let me tell you something about Fuad. I traveled last month. I just came back. If anybody is telling you that we have security in Nigeria, that person is deceiving you. Because the president, even though if those people that he appointed are not giving him the right information, the president have access to internet now. He has phone. So is he telling us that he's not reading all those things? He's not seeing those things in his phone, on his phone? You understand?
I'm with you.
So it's a deliberate act. You understand? Just to make sure that people doesn't even, it's just like a programming. They have programmed program our mind. You understand? We will be focusing on discussing unnecessary things. Then they will be busy doing whatever thing they want to do. That is the thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day. Thank you very much for calling. Let's go to Facebook. We have Olumuyiwa on Facebook who says, good morning, Mainland FM. I have not seen any serious effort by the government to stamp out corruption in the country. What I am expecting is for the government to establish special court to try corrupt cases and disperse justice within short time frame, while the National Assembly should make a law that would met out capital punishment on those convicted of high corruption cases, while serious punishment should also be meted out on public servants who are also guilty or accomplices of corruption. On insecurity, although there is no justification for the crime in the society, but widespread poverty usually gives birth to such menace. Government at all levels should do something to curb and prevent poverty, and governors should also spend their security vote for what it is meant for. Olumuyiwa from Abuja, thank you very much for your message. We also have a few on WhatsApp. We have good morning Mainland FM. This is Gege Joshua from Ebute Meta. What we need in Nigeria is the institution that prevents these crimes instead of prosecuting them after the crime has been completed. The government should declare emergency on insecurity and make the conviction of these terrorists open and as quick as possible. Also on WhatsApp, we have the robbery that took place in Ogun State is quite unfortunate, and necessary effort should be taken to make sure these criminals are brought to book. This is from Baba Blessing. Thank you. We have good morning, Sage and Fuad. It's obvious that combating corruption and bandits is too much for the government to handle because we have too many untouchables in our society. Owen from Lagos is the author of that message. We have here also, sometimes I wonder how some of us think that the banditry and terrorism that has overrun the northern part of the country will never spread to the south. God will help us in this country, but we must help ourselves first. Of course, not by paying ransom to bandits and terrorists and giving them amnesty. Ebilade Ambo are from Badagry. Fred, I'm going to go back to the phone lines in a bit, but a lot of people seem to think that the actions and maybe even inactions of the present government might be in a way acting as a catalyst to how audacious these bandits have become. Let's go back to the conversation on maybe there might be a need to either abolish or restructure the amnesty program that we have in place. Do you agree?
Again, I think there are questions around this amnesty program because people have said that, look, how do you profile repentant bandits or terrorists? Who profiles them?
Right.
On what basis? What are the yardstick? Because, again, some of these guys come into the society again and become what you call the sleeper cell for those in the bush. They come in, they pick information because the guy has come back. You say, oh, you want to reintegrate him into the society, he has repented, you granted him amnesty. But physically, he looks repentant. But in his mind, he's still with the other guys. So that's why people are saying that, look, we are jumping into this amnesty program. I think it's too fast, really, to begin to say amnesty now when we are not really dealing with the real issue. So I think that we need to ask ourselves. I think it was General Agbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, that said it, that, look, we are ready to go after these bandits. But a lot of times when we try to do it, there are governors who will tell us, oh, there's an amnesty program, you can't just go ahead and kill all of them. So it's disjointed, really. We don't have a coordinated, focused effort at eradicating this crime, and that's where the problem is. And then the issue of the EFCC, Sage, if you are the EFCC chairman now, we know Bello Matawalle, the former governor of Zamfara, has a case with EFCC, a very strong case at that. He has now been appointed as Minister of State for Defense by the President. How do you prosecute a man? How do you follow that kind of case?
I'm sorry, do ministers have immunity?
No immunity.
They don't have immunity, so they can't be prosecuted.
Yes.
So what's the...
Well, he's an appointee of the President.
I mean, he's not protected.
Would you ordinarily want to open the file of such a person? If you are the EFCC chairman?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Moving forward, let's open the phone lines. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sage.
Morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm from Malaba.
Welcome.
Yes. The thing is just that on the issue of EFCC, I think our leaders are fond of making statements. I remember when this new IG came in, he said that he was feeling like a lion, feeling like an elephant, jumping like that. I don't know. Till now, we didn't see anything. Honestly, the thing is that if you want to go after the mega robbers, you don't need to announce it. Get the list, go after them. Then when you actually apprehend them, then we'll get to know on the paper. All these statements just to cajole, just to mislead the public, it's unnecessary. It is because that if they're ready to actually work all this work, are they done with Yahoo boys? Are they done with all those confident robbers? So it is that if they have anything to do, they should step out. They should set out. This is time. Nigeria is going. And they should wake up. On the issue of insecurity, honestly, I must be very clear. This country, honestly, it's just like a state drama in our activities, everything we used to engage. The thing is just that who is fully in this country? Can we talk about repentant terrorists? On what parameter? Who actually convert them? Is it true that Jesus? Is it true that Muhammad? What parameter? Do we actually tell them to actually convert? Maybe that, they have to repentant, truly. The thing is that if we continue like this, how do we actually move the country forward? Corruption gives birth to insecurity. Then where are we going? People are paid every day in their own father's land. People can only sleep and close their eyes. And where are we going? And I should wake up. And I want to say this thing. Mr. President should stop making promises while breaking his fasting. It's just like promises given to girlfriend at the process of fall. Please, we don't need statement. We need action. We need fulfillment. No promises anymore.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, so we talk about the body language of the president that those politicians are looking at, Abby. because I'm just coming in.
That's actually not the focal point of the day. We're talking about fighting corruption and also the incident that happened in Ogun State with the bandits that attacked the boss and tried to burn the people alive.
It is height of wickedness, just like what I listened to with analysis before. It is height of wickedness, but it will always be so, because I have told you that we are practicing quasi-democracy. With the bandits, when they commit crimes, they commit offenses, you talk about amnesty for them. Like you said there, what are the criteria to measure the level of repentance of bandits or Boko Haram? What are the criteria used in measuring repentance? You cannot give us. And this is what you see when people commit offense and they are not being punished, to serve as a deterrent to those that have the intention to do the same. And like I told you, this is not democracy. Honestly, this is not like it's being practiced in Germany, in London, in the UK, in America, that we complete democracy from. Until we talk about how we are going to be together, how we are going to live together, and adopt referendum. Let us sit down and talk. When election comes, let us say that we are not going for election. We want a new Nigeria. That is the only way we can rescue Nigeria from the hands of these people. They are even performing more than bandits. Good morning.
All right. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ford.
Good morning, sir.
So, as I was listening to the last caller.
Please, sir, can you...
Okay, my name is Anami on the road.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Mr. Fuad, please, I just want to ask a question.
Yes.
Going to the next election, in the next 10 years. Please, can you tell me one thing with your own and with your due political knowledge? Just tell me, just 5 points. I think that is too much. 2 things that are influenced the people of Nigeria with this new administration positively. 2 things that this administration have done. If you can tell me that, I'll be very grateful. Just 2 things.
Well, it's a very tough question.
You can identify it. You can. The dollar is going down. Who was the problem of? Who caused the issue? Now the school loan. What happened to the school loan? The list of terrorists. They say they released
I'll say about the student loan. They are the proponents.
Student loan. What happened?
What did you do?
See, we are our own problem. When it gets towards election time, now you will see some people still supporting this. We are our own problem. That's the truth. It's a deep word, but only the wise will understand. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Just trust no man. That's all I'm going to say right now. What they betrayed. That's why I say trust no man. It's the people closest to you.
You are the proponent of the student loan.
That will betray you.
How far away on that?
Let me tell you something, Fuad. They have made adjustments.
Okay.
So that more people can access these loans.
Okay.
So they are working on the website so that people can apply. And I'm moving to Facebook now.
All right, thank you.
But leave me alone. We have.
So you just told you how far, what's going on with the student loan? Yeah, on their website.
We have Trevor James on Facebook who says, "Good morning, Sage and Fuad. How are people doing? I hope all is well. It's laughable that EFCC intensify efforts to corruption in this administration that is even more corrupt. At the end of this exercise, the people found wanted would be Yahoo boys who refuse to settle them. They're just making statements to look as if the agency is not dead. EFCC is like a side chick that the government..." Mr. James, thank you very much for your message. We really appreciate you. We have Joshua Andova on Facebook who says, "Good morning. There is one thing about this insecurity. Many people are benefiting from this. Look at the kind of money that is voted for security in our budget annually, and we do not see any changes." Mr. Fuad, do you remember even WK has started asking for security votes to secure Abuja?
Yeah, he said
because
he wants it like other governors so that he can spend it the way he wants. Yes.
Because he tested the money in Rivers and knows how sweet it is. We should learn how to secure
with
ourselves.
With Abuja, you can't behave like a governor. You still have to get ratifications and confirmations from the Senate on so many other issues. So he says he wants the governorship, the status of a governor. in Abuja as the administrator of Abuja, so that, for example, security votes can come to him and he can do whatever he wants to do.
The minister, he's not a governor.
He said he wants the status of a governor in Abuja. That's what he's demanding for.
So we should reorganize the entire structure just to accommodate the desire of one man.
The man he has enjoyed 8 years of what I can call political impunity in Rivers State. So he doesn't want any form of check. As we speak, this is a man that is not even talking to the senator representing Abuja.
How many times have I even seen? How many times have I seen him?
He has refused to speak with the woman. He's just doing what he wants to do. So
it is well. Well, if you're just joining us once again, this is Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. This is where we pick out a select amount of stories and have conversations around these stories. We open the phone lines and our multiple platforms to get feedback from you, our beautiful listeners. And today we have selected 2 stories indeed. We're talking about the leadership of the EFCC chairman, 𝐴𝐿 who's saying that the anti-corruption fight, no one will be spared. As a matter of fact, the EFCC is going after who he has described as mega thieves, and the notion that EFCC only targets Yahoo boys or those involved in cybercrime is a notion that we should start to debunk, or we should start to eradicate from our minds, because right now they're ready to go after mega thieves. So we're asking you, based on what you've seen so far, the performance of the EFCC so far, what do you think about the performance of the EFCC under this leadership? We're also talking about what happened in Ogun State, the luxury bus that was robbed. We had the passengers stripped of everything that they had, locked inside the bus, and the bus was set on fire. What does this mean for security in the country as it's getting too close to home? Fuad?
Well, there are cases before the EFCC chairman. There are files that he can quickly work on.
Okay.
A lot of about 25 former governors have different cases before him.
Okay.
That he can quickly work on. We have Chimaroke Namanis Chime, of both of them from Enugu State. We have 𝐴𝐿, his case is still pending. There's a 𝐾𝐈𝐿 Fᴏᴜᴜ case that is still pending before him. The 2 Orjies, Theodore Orji and Orji Uzor of Abia State, the 2 cases are still before him. Bello Matawalle of Zamfara is still before him. The former governor of Sokoto State, Aliyu Wamako, is before him. Sule Lamido of Jigawa State is still before him. A lot of cases are before him. You see the list now.
So maybe deal with this ones first. And
he has those ones that he can quickly, work on and see how he can, get some convictions from that.
But again, just like one of our callers said, even after all is said and done, and then, these people at the end of the day walk, because, we don't have a legal system that can do what is expected of it.
Look, again, even the Senate president has the FCC cases around him. He has corruption cases still pending. Some of these ministers have pending cases. Some senators have pending cases. So, and I'm sure these are the guys the EFCC chairman is referring to as the mega thieves, quote unquote. Somebody like Bello Matawalle.
Fuad, is there any part in the world?
Anything. In fact, there are people who we don't bother here.
Well, it's the phone line. We're also streaming live on Facebook, so do well to send all your contributions via our streaming platform. That's facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. Our WhatsApp platform is also available for you. The number for WhatsApp is 0913-6000-430. Let's take a few phone calls. We'll take WhatsApp and then double back to the Facebook platform. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning to you, sir.
Professor what? Alhaji, good morning, sir. Engineer Nelson on the line.
I know it's you.
Happy New Year.
How is my 12?
It's okay. It's okay. We are enjoying it.
Okay.
Whether I like it or not, we normally see sheep food to die.
In my 12?
See,
you are lucky.
Yes, food, everything is okay.
We understand. All right.
I will invite my sister to come and visit us. I will introduce him to the chairman. He's a Yoruba man, half of Yoruba and half of Hausa.
It's okay. Just go.
I will see Princess. What's your name? I don't forget. Tanga don't enter my head.
Go ahead, sir.
Prof, we should just say enough is enough. A colleague of mine is an engineer, was kidnapped along when they were coming from Ibadan towards First Square along that Ogun State express. Daytime like this, around 5 o'clock, those kidnappers cross roads and carry guns. If not because of
is with his family. They cut them down and leave them inside. They collected 10 million. In this our country, along this road, the same thing occurred on Good Friday, along that Jᴏɪᴜ road. Look at it. Where are we going? Are they telling us that we don't have government, we don't have governors, we don't have leaders in this country again? That some people will just come. We don't have military selector, EFCC. See, what is good? Don't know the people that years ago, since Buhari's regime. The same,
thank you.
When you read it, Oga Fuhad, go up there. I work at Ogun. I am happy. Under that bridge, on the time I was on them, very long time ago. Because it's like a thief, I mean, after the hunter is catching something like that. So we saw what happened at even later. So money, where did they keep it? How much?
Nothing was space, and the only thing we had was like position of. I pity Pastor looked at one before Abdul Rashid Bawad. He's just been very quiet and no information.
They are sitting that you want to write the lawyer, the hire, is ready to in the board. They will summary. Total go under. Go to the last minute. The confident governor will give them pardon. I shout on my Facebook, why you do this? We are fighting corruption and we are police corruption again. So for me, the place to go now, Mr. Fuhad, is the judiciary. The matter get to that place, the matter stop. There are 2007 cases pending. That's why I always talk of special court. I put this motor already about 21 years enough to try a case. Create special court, and that's the tonic. But you look up the criminal case with the wife and husband, 5K, everything. That's a way I think it's a matter of people. What we need is in country today. This general who came from Kano, 90 billion and the state. Let me go to Asoloka and tell you what I said this morning.
Thank you, Prince Wise.
I'm sure they are listening to you.
Hello.
Good morning, Sage. Right.
Good morning.
Yes, this is just from my question.
Welcome.
Looking at the case before, the issue we are discussing, number one, the EFCC have nothing to offer. As you have enlightened us, look at the appointing of the president. Now, the EFCC boss can also lead an election that was free from beginning to the up, and everybody that will win that election and all our man be agreed. Then, whosoever that is going to appoint as the EFCC, that state when your paper review.
Decide to jump on that and derail the book says, Mr. Fuhad, what was the outcome? There was no security interference. We're on our own. James Ogbuna from Oshodi. James, thank you so very much for your message. Bayo Onuga thinks that running an economy is like has been delivering fuel to Nigerians. Very much for your message. I think we have other ones on here. Let's see some of the other messages that we've gotten so far. All right, also here Christopher Effiong says, good morning Sage and Fuad, God bless you guys in the studio. Fuad, please let me say this, anyway, is not only from the politicians, although the politicians fuel the corruption, but Nigerian masses can come together. Let us sit down together, we will get it right. God bless. Well, insecurity in Nigeria at the moment is very obvious and a serious threat to national survival. Presidential aides can't even enter their respective villages without adequate security operatives. One wonders why the privileged individuals keep on dwelling on denial. There's a monster with every seriousness. The menace would rather increase. Cool. I'm texting from Anamvold. Okay, thank you very much for your message. We have here, good morning Milan FM. Corruption can never fight corruption, though they said it takes a thief to catch a thief. But in Nigeria's case, it's different. May God help us. Okechukwu from Ojuelegba. We have another about when the refineries will start rolling out supplies. We want action and not promise. On the that's it, right? Snakes actually eat snakes.
You think so?
Father, I will not answer you. I will not answer you. I don't know why. I will not answer you. I don't know why you're moving forward on mainland 98.3 FM. The sound. Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Malam Salah. How are you doing?
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Therefore, are you taking off EFCC performance on this?
Yes.
You see, you don't expect something from nothing now. You understand? this is a person that doesn't support or fight against him directly to the president. He's not competent, he's corrupt, and what have you. And it is very obvious. Yes, I thought he served as the secretary
to the commission. Under
the commission under Magu.
Yes.
Abi?
Yes.
And we know all the shenanigans or whatever that happened under Magu now. We know what's going on out of office. So you can't serve under such capacity and you will not be or whatever. You understand? See, Oga Fuhad, what I see about this guy. Hello, sir. What I see about this guy, that it will be our political, those who criticize as political enemy to Mr. President, as a hunter to them. You understand? That is what I see. Now, what we had them, you know why you had them in this place? You had them in this place because when he came out, when he finished, immediately he desired to be a chairman of APC. You understand? So therefore, this is the only way they have to use commission against him so that he will not be a threat to bandits. You understand? Not that maybe because of corruption, whatever, one is enough. That is that. So which that he asking for, since them chose them in there. Like this guy of the
Thank you.
Welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
I'm with you.
We are talking about the people that are doing.
All right. 410 is for messages to our FM. The WhatsApp platform is, and then you still have some since the inception of this away with it. The allegedly looted fund Saheed Saheed.
People, please.
I want to tell this one because what they said now. Can you fight yourself? What keep people and the president having to future. So
Appreciate
Doctor. Say that is wrong or everything to be comfortable for them. So if not that they and so forth. And they less more than
so that National Treasury, EFCC, as far as I'm concerned, is only witch hunting those that they're corruption. Then what is that? All over. Anyways, my suggestion are report to police where they have noticed strange people living in the area, and let traditional rulers be very involved in providing security in their localities. God bless Nigeria. This is also from, this is Temitayo Onotoye on Facebook. Thank you very much, Temitayo. We appreciate your message. Let's do Facebook right now. We have, you're the one tweeted since Ňụrụ Bado left office. The nation has been politicized. Most of the appointees in this administration has EFCC cases hanging on them. It says on national radio that work is too much for EFCC. Is this a joke or what? EFCC has nothing to offer the country. Where are the monies collected? They should come out for accountability. And Rahim from Agege. Okay, thank you, Rahim. We're about to leave. Fuad, if you can in a minute, final words, please.
No, well, I think fighting corruption is not just about sloganeering or statement making. I'm going to go after this and all of that. Like one of our callers said, when the IGP was appointed, he said he felt like a tiger, he felt like a lion, and he felt like going out there to devour the criminals. But here we are. We've not been able to see him act like a lion. So the same thing with Pastor Olukoyede. We understand how delicate his job is, really, because again, we're a country where there's a lot of political links. I said they are the big thieves. It's a risky job, really, to go after big thieves in Nigeria, because these are people of influence. Some of them are in government as we speak, and some of them are not in government, but they have their connections, with people in government. So it will be extremely difficult, really. I just think that beyond all of these sweet talks and promises, as a country, we have to be intentional about these things. Right. Again, if we don't fight corruption has the capacity to kill the country.
Thank you very much for Global View, where we'll have conversations about events playing out in the international community. And right after that, we'll have Let's Talk Business. Please stay with us. You're still on to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is 𝐶hɪ Babalola.